name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 22nd, 2021, and Bitcoin is looking confusing. I'll say confusing because it is currently in a correction, but at the same time, we want to know, will it go up or will it go down? Are we going to effectuate a larger correction, or are we going to continue the uptrend? That's the question, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you want to find out what I'm seeing on the chart and why I'm seeing it, stick around until the end. Okay, we have Bitcoin in this channel, and we've been in this uptrend since the 1st of October, effectively, or the 29th of September, however you want to say. And we've held this 21 EMA for quite some time, right? We're on the hourly just so we can see some definition, but let's zoom out a little bit and go on the 4 hourly. And we can see that Bitcoin has held the 21 EMA on the 4 hourly, which is a larger time frame, which is quite reliable in terms of trends pretty much the whole time. We've just lost it now. And that is pretty much the first time. Well, we lost it once in this correction as well, but we've just lost it, but we seem to be wanting to reclaim it. So we'll talk a little more about that. So as long as Bitcoin stays in this channel, this teal channel, the uptrend is valid. It's to be expected, right? However, once Bitcoin breaks a channel, and what do we know about channels? It's because they form quite strong lines of support and resistance, right? This top trending line is very strong resistance. This bottom trending line is strong support, right? And it's been pretty much that for almost 30 days, so 23 days, right? Bitcoin has been in this trend, this rising trend. So this is a 23-day long line of support, right? Held by the 55 EMA, this blue EMA, right? So once we come down, it's very, very, very likely that any touch on the bottom of this channel, any touch on the bottom of the EMA is going to result in a bounce. If anything, at the very least, a temporary bounce, right? Doesn't mean we're going to crash through. However, any strong momentum downwards, breaking this 55 EMA and breaking the bottom boundary of this channel will result in a strong correction downwards, right? Because you're breaking strong support. So the move is going to be violent. And there, my friends, is where we would likely break the channel. So that's possible. All right. It is also possible, as I said, that we bounce and continue to the upside. So let's start with the bullish scenario, okay? And if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that we've had trouble counting these 5 waves up, these 5 Elliott waves up, okay? And you'll see that I have various counts here. I have the larger count, which I'm going to make a little more bold. Okay, I have a sort of a larger count, and then I have a sub-wave count. And there's a reason I have this sub-wave count. Okay, this to me seems like an extended wave. And what do we know about extended Elliott waves? Extended Elliott waves only happen when you have either the first, third, or fifth wave extended, not both, or not 2, but just one of those has to be extended to be an extended wave, okay? And you can't get more than one of them extended. That's number 1. Number 2, the third wave is most likely to be extended. And this is what I believe we got in this case. Again, if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know I'm not putting money on this count, okay? The count is quite difficult to do. I think the best, safest, and most responsible thing to do, once you see these Elliott wave corrections on a larger time frame, you put them in channels, and you count them within the channels if you want, but you don't trade the counts within the channels necessarily. You can trade the up and down movements in the channel, but the you're probably better suited to trade the movement in the channel, agnostic of whatever the count is. However, that being said, I still believe that trying to count it is not bad. Okay, trading the exact count is kind of crazy, but let's go. So I counted this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2. Okay, and then why I have the orange count is that is my sub count of the extended wave. I believe that third wave has been extended, right? So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the first wave, 2 correction, 1, or so the 2 correction is a complex correction. So it goes A, B, C, and that takes quite a while, okay? For this extended third wave. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, let me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to change that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that works because the third wave isn't the shortest. It's not the longest. The fifth wave is the longest in this extended third wave. And that would make it so we're not even finished based off of my count that I just did live right here, because I'm changing it right now. And see, that's the thing. It's so unreliable. Let me just delete this. I think that we're in, right now, if gun to my head, I would say we're in the third. This is the third wave of the extended third wave. And this is 4, and you would get the fifth wave of this extended third wave, right? I just don't think we're done. This correction, I think, is an internal or kind of, what do you call it? It is, yeah, it's like an internal correction, and it's kind of crazy, but it seems like Bitcoin's running on fumes. The price action is very slow moving, but that just by the count. Again, I'm not going to put too much value on the actual count. What I'm going to really put most my value in and trade is the action within the channel, right? And trade move by move within the channel if I want to trade that, or all of the moves kind of breaking or staying within the channel. So if we're at the bottom of the channel, we're moving to the top, right? That's an easy way to trade. We're at the top, we're moving to the bottom, and so on and so forth, right? Moving to the top, moving to the bottom, and we still have one wave down within this correction. And let's zoom in to the 45-minute time frame, and we can clearly see here, clearly, a 5-wave Elliott impulse and an ABC correction. Okay, where do you see the ABC correction? Okay, so you have your 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have your ABC correction. A, B, and C is coming down, okay? And what do we know about C? C is going to be in a flat correction. It's going to come down to between the 2 and the 2.236, okay? And so that is consistent with that. Whoops. And then within the ABC correction, we know that A is made up of 3 waves, B is made up of 3 waves, so you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then C should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you can see that very clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And 4 is clearly the complex correction. 2 was the simple. Let's make that less thick so we can see what we're doing. And let's zoom in to see what's going on with 4, because that's been going on for quite some time. Okay, let's go into the 15-minute time frame. And I don't know if you all know, but one of the most complicated, most challenging things in Elliott wave theory are corrections, especially complex correction. Complex corrections are essentially smaller ABC corrections compounded either in a WXY, WXZ, or WXYX. What's the WXZ? I think it is WXZ, right? It's either no, I was right. WXY pattern or WXYXZ. Okay, so WXY or WXYXZ. So that's basically what you get in a complex regression, but essentially that count is just stringing together 3 waves here and there. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So let's go on the smaller time frame, 5 minutes, just to show what we're talking about here. So you see 3 waves here. So 3 hit, right? That's 3 waves down. And within the third wave, you can even see 5 waves, right? Because Elliott wave is fractal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the third wave. Okay, hope everybody sees that. Now, from here, you get 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3. 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3. 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Basically, here we have a triangle. I think it's clear that we have a triangle. And this is a contracting triangle. And these triangles are basically 5 wave impulses in 3s, just like we counted. So A, B, C, D, E. Okay? So that is the triangle. It's corrective. And you only see that in B waves, X waves, and 4th waves. Okay? That's your confirmation, actually. You usually see it in 4th wave. You don't see it in 2 waves. You see these triangles in 4th waves only. Okay? And so that's a diagonal, or would it be a triangle or a diagonal? Either triangle or diagonal. Excuse me, I'm not exactly sure what the terminology is, but it's in 3 waves, okay? And it's counted with A, B, C, D, E, okay? So let's just label that really quickly. Okay, and now from there, you have a correction of that, of the WXY variety. And what do you see here? And the WXY is basically just zigzags put together. So it could be a flat, a zigzag, expanded flat. It could be any kind of ABC correction just put together. Okay, so here, what do we have? Let's zoom in a little bit more. We seem to have a zigzag, so that's a W, and we seem to have another zigzag, that's X, and then we seem to have a 5 wave impulse right here, so that looks like an ABC zigzag again. So it looks like, let's turn it on. And, you know, this is not super important. You don't necessarily want to trade these complex corrections. They're quite difficult, 1, to spot, 2, to trade. But the purpose of doing this is to be able to understand where you are. That's the magic of Elliott wave theory. If you understand where you are within the larger scheme of an impulse, of a correction, you know what's likely to happen. You never know 100%, but you know what's likely to happen. You know that these diagonals only happen in 4th waves. You see that we're coming from an impulse of 5 waves down. So it's confirmation that you're in a 4th wave. You see that there's complexity in the correction. So you know this correction is going to take a while. It's not necessarily that Bitcoin is rearing up for a breakout. No, it's in a 5 wave impulse to the downside. So you're still waiting for that 5th leg. So you're not putting in a long at this point, right? And nor are you investing necessarily in alts at this point, because you know that there's still 1 leg down. So that's the power of this. And that's why you know, even if your count may be off by a little bit, you zoom in to really see the anatomy of these corrections, right? So, okay, so this is your, actually, A, B, C. What am I looking at? That's definitely 5 waves up. Okay, this is an ABC. This is an A, this is B, and this is C. And this is a flat correction. That's what that is, right? Yep. So that would be a W. That would be a W. And we've got a zigzag going, W, X, or sorry, A, B, C. Why is that a zigzag? It's because the B wave didn't come all the way up to the A wave. It still can, but it looks like it's coming down here, right? And then we should get at least another one to complete the Y, okay? I hope everybody sees that. I picked the WXYXZ. We could get the WXYXZ. WXYXZ is literally just 5 corrections strung together. WXZ or Z, whatever, is 3 waves stuck together. But essentially, you know that this is a complex correction. That's what's important. You got your diagonal or your triangle. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly clear which one that is. I'm going to have to review difference between a diagonal and a triangle. They're similar but different. So you got the diagonal or triangle, and then you got the WXYXZ or the WXY correction. And then finally, what you're going to get is your 5th wave, okay? So TLDR, you're in a 4th wave, complex correction. It confuses the hell out of everyone. It's not really tradable. Maybe good to make an entry there for the 5th wave. But just so you know, right? Now, how do we measure where the 5th wave is going to end? If let's say you get in a trade at this point somewhere here, and you want to trade this 5th wave, where are you going to put your take profit point? It's going to be the distance, the inverse 1618 of this 4th wave, which starts obviously at the end of the 3rd wave, and at the highest point of the 4th wave, which right now is right up here. And that would give you an ending sort of point of 60,600 thereabouts, okay? 60,600. Now, last part of this analysis, we're going to go in and see why Bitcoin may break out of the channel. Remember that number, 60,600. Now let's zoom back out. Let's go on the hourly time frame. Okay, and I hope you guys are learning from this. You know, I'm constantly improving myself, learning this theory and trying to really go deep into it. And I want to be an elite trader. That is my goal, to be an elite trader. And I don't know that that's possible without knowing the ins and outs, the difference between a triangle and a diagonal, which I will look up by the way, right after this video. And I hope you do as well. But this is what gives you your edge. This is what I intend to use as my edge in trading this market, okay? So if our target is down here, 60,600, that would mean, ladies and gentlemen, we would be breaking this channel for the very first time. Now, does that mean we'll break out of it? Break down from the channel? Maybe, maybe not, right? If you wick out of a channel, does it mean you break down from it? No. You need a close, a significant close below. But what do we know about reversals, right? You just finished an ABC correction to the downside. Is price just going to turn around and go for the next wave up if there's a next wave up? Not necessarily. You need consolidation, right? And that takes time. So price is going to spend at least an hour here to consolidate. Judging by the time frame of this 4th wave, judging by the time frame of this correction, it's likely that that is it for this channel, in which case my count was completely wrong and we break out to 55K. Hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. Like, share, subscribe.